Come on, Sarah, you gotta get up. You gotta do your vlog for Fan Expo. No, okay, Sarah, come on. It's the next day. You really need to get up, even a day late. You can do this. Come on, gotta go do that. No. Okay, ready to go. Where's it gonna go? Where's the next convention? Alright, come on, let's go. Thanks, a new place to be. Let's go! Hey guys, so yes, I do know that technically this is a week late. 2 weeks, actually, now? But I think we can all agree, anybody who has been to a convention, or especially Fan Expo, knows that after 4 days straight of being at a convention, you were exhausted. But then once Tuesday came around, I was ready to go. I was like, alright, let's hit another, let's go. Where's 5th day of Fan Expo? I want to do this. Let's go. This obviously does not, there is no 5th day. So I have the countdown started for our next convention, which is Forest City Comic Con, which is at this moment 52 days away. So, last couple of things that I wanted to go over with how Fan Expo went on day 4. I didn't even cosplay on the 4th day, which I was gonna do Miku, but I decided not to because day 4 was, Sunday is a very get the last couple of things that you want and get the hell out of there kind of a day for me. So day 4 started with a friend of mine going to the Dragon Ball Z panel. I already had plans to go to that panel, so it was great, it was fine, we got in there, it was awesome. And I'm going to show you a couple of clips from the DBZ panel that I was able to record. After the DBZ panel, I wasn't planning on it, but I ended up going to the Fairy Tail panel, which I have close to no regrets going to. Again, I'll show you clips of that panel, and it was a lot of fun. Todd Haberkorn was there, Klau's personal favorite voice actor, Colleen Clinkenbeard was there, and Cherima, I can't remember her last name, but the girl that plays Lucy from Fairy Tail, she was there as well. It was a lot of fun. Todd really knows what people want to know in his panels, I've noticed. This is honestly actually my first time I ever went to a panel with Todd, and Klau's gonna hate me for it. So this time I went to a panel with Todd, and Klau wasn't there for it. Klau, I'm sorry. But anyway, so Todd had a very structured panel compared to even the DBZ panel. So it was a lot of fun to go to, and I had a lot of fun at it, and again, I'll show you some clips of that coming up in just a little bit. But unfortunately, because I went to a panel I wasn't expecting to go to, there was one autograph that I couldn't get that I really, really wanted, that you guys will know from my Dark Knight Returns rant review video, was Frank Miller. Now, you guys couldn't see it because I had it all the way up here, but I had a poster all printed out and ready for Mr. Miller that I was gonna get him signed. This is the a blown-up version of the cover of the graphic novel that he wrote. So unfortunately, I didn't get this signed, and here's why. When I got out of the Fairy Tail panel, Mr. Miller was only going to be there from 3 till 5, I think it was, on the Sunday. And because I got out of the Fairy Tail panel not until about 2, it was 1 till 2, by the time I got over to what was now a lineup for Mr. Miller, before he had even arrived at 3, they had already cut off the line for non-pass people. Now, for those of you that are wondering, you're like, Sarah, it was non-pass, you would pass, you were there, so obviously you could go and see him. Here's the thing, though, this year, because Frank Miller was such a big deal, he was the big deal, he was the big push of people that were going to be there, special guest Frank Miller. If you got the VIP pass, you were given a ticket guaranteeing you to get in line to get an autograph from Frank Miller. So there were 2 lines to get an autograph from him. There was the autograph line for the passes that got the VIP passes and were guaranteed to go and get his autograph, and then non-pass people such as myself. And this is where it was unfortunate. Like, I knew Frank Miller was a big deal, and I didn't really think that they would cut off his line, but they did, so unfortunately I didn't get Frank Miller's autograph. Am I upset about that? Absolutely. When I found out that the line had been cut off and I couldn't get in, I was very, very upset. I totally get it. I'm just upset that I like, I should have known better. Because usually when I go to these things and I go to get autographs, especially for Vic, I know that the line is going to be huge. And usually I take that highly into consideration. Even for panels, if the panel's going to be huge, I'm there like 2 hours in advance to get in line. But Frank Miller, I got a little wishy-washy with it because I went to go see the Fairy Tale panel and I wasn't counting on doing that. So, unfortunately, I didn't get his autograph. This was something that I suggested to Fan Expo. If you're on their email list at the end of the convention, they do send you a survey letting them know, you know, how did they do, who did you see, what were you most interested to see, what did you like, what would you have them change for next year. And I told them, you know, politely, as you can on text. It gets a little hard text sometimes. I told them that, you know, like, do a little bit of research. If somebody that you're gonna have be there is a special guest especially, maybe not have him there for only 2 days, for only 2 hours each of those 2 days. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that was only 2 hours he was there for Saturday and Sunday. So if you're pushing them as this huge, big, special guest, big deal, and they're Frank frickin' Miller, I don't know, I just tried to make him a little bit more available for people who went to a panel to go and see something else that they wanted to see, and things don't always line up. This is actually kind of the biggest I have with Fan Expo, and it does happen time and time again, is you'll be interested in one thing, and then you'll go to want to see something else, but you'll get cut off because of timing. And I know that Fan Expo can't make everything available for everybody. Things overlap. I get that. But when I asked the guy if I was in the right line and told him I didn't have a pass, he said, should have gotten in line earlier. I was in a panel for Fairy Tale, and a manga I love dearly, so it's like, get in line earlier, there's other things I want to see. Like, Frank Miller's a big deal, yes, but I'm not gonna ditch other things I want to go and see for one guy. Like, it just doesn't work that way. A similar thing happened 3 years ago now at Fan Expo. We were in a panel for Vic Mignogna. We were in Vic Mignogna's panel, and the panel directly after was the Dragon Ball Z panel, and it had a lot more voice actors than just Sean Schemmel and Eric Vale, which were the two that we saw at this year's Dragon Ball Z panel. But they wanted to go see the Dragon Ball Z panel that was directly after Vic's panel, so when Vic's panel was over, we stayed in our seats because we're like, yeah, then we'll hit the DBZ panel directly after. It's great. They forced us out of the panel room, and we tried to explain to them. And they're like, no, we want to see the DBZ panel as well. They're like, no, you can't stay. You have to go out, get in line, and come back in. And this is where it enraged us a little bit because we got penalized to go see a panel that we wanted to see. Steve and Adam really wanted to see this panel, but we couldn't get in because I wanted to see the Vic panel the hour before. So, not to say it's my fault, but it's my fault in interest sakes that we couldn't go to see this other panel that we also had an interest in because we wanted to see a panel before. I don't even know why. I really can't think of a logical reason why. Like, I get that. People have been standing in line to go and see this panel, but it's like, so I have to ditch the Vic panel to get in line for the DBZ panel, which is directly after. That's not fair. If I have an interest in two things, I shouldn't be penalized for that and have to drop one thing just to see the other. That makes us have to choose, and that's a really hard thing to do when you're into this kind of shit. It's really hard to choose one thing over another. And this is why I don't go off script, because there's that rant. There it is. Phew! Okay, so last but not least, I wanted to know, again, your guys' final thoughts on how things portrayed this weekend or last weekend. Did you guys like that we did the day-by-day panels, or do you want us to do montages again? Personally, I liked the day-by-day. I think you were able to get a lot more content from them, and I felt like I could record a lot more because I knew that I had more time that I could put in them. But let us know what you guys liked. Comment below. Did you like the daily vlogs? Do you feel you got more content out of them that way? Or do you want us to go back to doing it into one big vlog? Again, I want to know what you guys, if you guys don't like something that we're doing, tell us and we'll stop doing it. Like, that's as simple as it is. There's no money tied behind this at all in any way, shape, or form that we do. We want to do what you guys want to watch, and if you don't want to watch that, we won't do it! So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check in on Tuesdays when Andrew usually uploads, and Fridays when Sarah, upload. Until next time, geek on.
Hi everybody, I'm Eric Vale, this is Sean Schimmel.
It's science.
Hi, you guys.